right track.
How much money do we have right now? Oh, good. It's more money. I would love to see a DOS 3. Oh yeah, dude. I think a lot of people would. Pat Best says, can you show us your tree, please? Sure, dude. That's my tree. To give you a point of reference, Time Weaver in the top left, and then I go down into Warlock in the bottom left. It's a very, very high damage build, but survivability is definitely a factor. Yeah, what's better, pink or red? Pink is unique, and red is legendary. So legendary generally has more stats, but the pink items, unique, tend to have unique effects. Yeah. Karito. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You need to check out King's Bounty Armored Princess. If you loved Heroes of Might and Magic back in the day, you'll love it. Oh, thank you both for the tips and the tips. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm liking the game. Check out my thoughts video. I don't know if we have a link to it yet, but the thoughts video should be up a little bit later and going from there. Yeah. How much wisdom do I have? I am a big dummy. Big old dummy. Yep. If you have a 50% crit chance, that means you're increasing your overall DPS by 8.4, which is very underwhelming. Okay. Yeah, this build seems to do pretty decent DPS, but its survivability is a bit rocky, especially on boss.
Gotta catch my breath.
But we are, man, like as I'm playing, we are doing like more and more decent damage. Damn. My beam can hit for 6k 3 times, and then it stacks on itself if it triggers an ailment, and do all sorts of other nasty stuff. Damn, dude. Oop. I'm confused between the difference of offline and online mode. Will my offline character be playable online? No. No. Offline is exactly what it is. Offline, you can never play with friends. Everything's local. Online, servers stored online. You play online with friends and buddies, and you can play with other people. Yeah. What's max level? 90. Max level is 90.
My endurance is waning.
This build is a bit glass cannon-y. Yeah, it is. Oh, I should have sold. That's fine. Whatever. I was getting attacked from the rear. Amulet. All the loot. Again?
Ah, the sound of treasure.
Fire, frost, and lightning damage? Jesus, man. Wow. Killer weapon. Did you ever figure out how to recreate the high magic find bug? Oh, well, it's a bug. Yeah, I generally don't use bugs in games.
It's not possible.
It has something to do with zoning in and out of a map, where like when you zone in and out, it keeps applying the magic find over and over and over. So, yeah. I mean, more power to people to do that stuff, but I tend to stay away from that stuff in games. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Dude, that little whippy whip thing there. Nope. Oh no, no! Beam's so slow! Sleepy says, not even for loot? Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's like, and this is certainly not a commentary on people that do that stuff, but for me, if you're gonna use bugs in a single player game, you're kind of like, it's breaking the game. So for me personally, I don't have as much fun doing that in games. At that point, you're kind of invalidating the game. You know, you're not playing it how the devs want you to. You're abusing bugs. Now, of course, you're offline, so who cares, right? Who cares? That's why I'm saying, like, everyone, whatever you do to have fun, you do you. Like that is the takeaway from this is I don't care if anyone does it. But me personally, I don't like doing that stuff. It's the same reason I don't exploit in my CRPGs or my single player games or stuff like that. It's just, for me, it's not as fun. It makes it so when you accomplish something, it doesn't mean as much for me. So yeah. Oh no, I'm a save scummer. Yeah, hey, I save scum. I don't put save scum in the same category, but I save scum. Absolutely, I do. And I know a lot of people hate save scumming. I don't mind it at all. I think it's fun. Yep. But no, you know, again, I honestly kind of like that other people do it because it's really fun to like watch people do that. And sometimes it's hilarious and very entertaining. So, you know, there's certainly a place for it. But you know, me personally, I like sticking to, I like trying to do the games as much to the vision of the devs that I can. Yep. You're cheating yourself from the experience. Well, you're cheating yourself from the experience only if that's what you care about. But you know, some people, and I don't mean to blow anyone's mind here. I don't mean to blow anyone's mind. I know this is going to sound weird. Some people just play games to have fun. So if you have fun doing that kind of stuff, more power to you. Like, that's awesome. Like the dude that broke the game and has fun with it, Baru, he loves breaking games. That's his thing. Like, you give Baru a game and he will find a way to break it. Like, it's a talent of his and he loves doing it. So, I mean, it's nobody's place to be like, what? You're having fun breaking the game? Well, that's ridiculous. You know what? Screw that, dude. If he's having fun, more power to him. That's just not how I have fun. I have fun in different ways. So it's like different flavors of ice cream, man.
I need more.
None of them's wrong. It's just different. Yeah, you do what you do to have fun.
That's not happening.
Yeah. Some flavors are just wrong, though. Well, I mean, that's an entirely different discussion. There we go. Gotta pick up that item, man.
I need more power.
God, man, that ability is getting really strong. I'm honestly starting to wonder. I wonder if I should consider replacing my main Aether skill.
It's not happening.
Just with the Rage skill. I wonder if I would have enough. No, I don't think I'd be able to generate enough Rage to keep it up. No, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Because I'm kind of generating the Rage by using my main ability.
That's not happening.
What's the endgame like in this game? It's a very light city building mechanic. Yeah, I say it's a city building mechanic. It's not really a city building mechanic. It's a resource dump mechanic. That's the better way to say it. That offers some light progression. Yeah. City building may be giving it a little bit too much credit. It's basically a resource dump. Is Cohh a rage save scummer? Oh no, I whenever I play CRPGs, like I'm playing a game this afternoon that I've been working on for a while called Wasteland 2. It's a really cool CRPG. But my save scumming is to get checks. So I save scum to, like, you know, hack low chance computers, or you know, if there's a 26% chance to repair a toaster for a really good item, and yes, there is toaster repair in the game. then, you know, I'll save scum that check. Stuff like that. Yeah. That's generally what I save scum. Also, sometimes if there's like a really hard fight and I have a character die, you know, stuff like that, like permanently die, then I'll save scum the fight. Things like that. Yeah.
I need more power.
Also, I'll save scum dialogues. So if there's like a character that you can interact with in a lot of different ways, a lot of times I like to save scum just to explore what the devs give as options. So, you know, if there's a character and you can convince him of 4 different things and each outcome has like a significantly different thing, then I'll save scum all the options and be like, let's see what we can do with this guy. But the reason I do that most of the time is because I really like seeing what devs give to the players for options. That's really fun for me to see that stuff. So basically you're save scumming everything. Yeah, I mean, most. Yeah, let's be honest. I save scum most things. But that's how I have fun. Like you were talking about earlier, that's how I have my fun. Okay. I'm not picking up all the items. I'm seeing if I can just get away with picking up like the small ones. And then as we get closer to the end of the level, we'll start picking up all the other ones. Sentient toasters? Well, they're not sentient, but they do need to be repaired. Toaster repair is a very serious thing. Any idea what the locked skill slot is in your bar? That's a city thing. You can upgrade your city and get another activatable skill. Yep. One of the benefits of the endgame city progression. Jesus, man. You can use more spotters, more helmets, more boot, more gauntlets. Okay.
You've been outmatched.
Destroyed. Okay, yep. We're gonna start focusing on crit and force shield, and we're gonna see what we can do with that. Is this game co-op? when the servers are on, yeah. Unfortunately, the servers are not. I'm firing my laser. We good. You ever played DBZ Kakarot? No plans to. I've seen Dragon Ball Z about 1,000 times. I feel the same way about Dragon Ball Z now as I do the Batman origin story. If I never hear it again, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm cool with that. I heard there's a new Batman movie coming out, and I'm like, I swear to God, if we get that origin story one more goddamn time. Oh my God. I tell you, man.
Not possible.
Anyway. Do. Just a quick flashback would be enough nowadays. I know, right? Batman is like having some moment with a character in the film. You'll never guess how I got here. You won't imagine what caused me to become the Bat. And then it shows like 2 people and it's like bang bang. Ah! And then it's like, yep, that's about it. That's why I do this. And then it just like goes on. I'd be like, cool. Okay, great. Awesome. All right, we're good. Let's do it. I know, spoilers. I'm sorry. I don't mean to spoiler. My bad there. But yeah, it's, you know,
I can't do that right thing.
Oh, that's the boss. That's the boss. Ah! Oh, wrong window. Okay. Oh, that's not the boss, is it? Oh, Jesus. That's not even the big boss. Owz. We call that panic button pushing. Panic pushing. Yeah. Oh, God, a VIP. 1 second. Let me deal with this in chat real quick. Boop. Mm-mm.
It's too big.
Nope.
Not right now.
Boop.
I need a breather.
Would you recommend this game over Diablo and PoE? Nope. Good talk. It's got some problems it needs to iron out first. Yeah. It's fun, but I mean, you know, those are two very, I mean, PoE is a game that's been under dev for, God, 6 years, 7 years? Can't really compare anything to PoE. To be fair, I wouldn't recommend Diablo over PoE. PoE is kind of where it's at right now. But I mean, it's also a flavor of ice cream, so you know. It all depends on what you like. But no, this game has some pretty serious problems right now. Like the online mode just doesn't function. The devs are currently working their ass off on it, but the online mode is it doesn't exist right now. There's also some very serious balance issues. There's some game-breaking bugs even in offline mode where people are losing their characters. Like this game needs more loving. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's a reason I'm playing it. It's still enjoyable, but I wouldn't really recommend it over anything right now. Right on, Nuriel. Thank you. Do you think they released the game too soon? I don't know enough about the development to say that. I don't know. I don't want to give you like a super uninformed answer there. I'm not sure.
Not possible.
It would just be me guessing.
Can't manage that right now.
I have to say that.
I can't do that right now.
You can't foresee server issues, so I would say it wouldn't have changed much delaying the game. Well, it's not. See, that's a slippery slope. You can't really say that a company. This is a discussion that has gone on for a long time, especially in MMOs, where it's like, you know, the first week of an MMO, especially if it becomes wildly popular, they're generally really, really rough. And the eternal discussion is, you know, how does the company handle that? So, you know, it's one hand is the very real argument of, if your game has a chance of taking off, you need to prepare for that before it comes out. Right? Right? Assume that you're going to get 50 times as many players as you expect and prepare for that. That would be the right answer, right? For everyone, that would be the right answer. But of course, then you have to factor in resources. You have to factor in time. You have to factor in, is that feasible for the dev team to do? Like, there's so many factors that come into play that unless you know all the specifics of every situation, you can't really intelligently discuss it. And in this case, the only things we know for sure is that this is like a dev team of 40, I want to say. So, you know, like,
You've been outmatched.
Considering how many people are playing the game right now, that's like a big factor. Wait, 13? Chat's saying 13. Is it 40 or 13? 13 is totally different. Jesus, that's even. But then again, then the other option, the other thing there is it's kind of like, okay, it doesn't matter how big the dev team is. Why didn't they do extensive load balance testing? I mean, the game has been under dev for 5 years. Why didn't they take a few months to really test the servers for load balancing? Like, that's a valid thing to say. And maybe they did, and things went even above what they tested. So, you know, like, again, it's really tough to talk about this kind of stuff. Because there's so many unknowns, and there's right and wrong answers. You want to feel for the devs, and you want to support the little guy, but at the same time, you don't want to make excuses for them, you know? And there's like a middle ground there, and everyone's middle ground is different. So like right now, there's people that are furious at the devs and demanding refunds and saying that this release is terrible and the devs should be ashamed. And then there's this other side that's like, it's a small amount of people. Give them time. They're doing their best. And it's like, it's very eye of the beholder-y right now. Very, very much kind of personal opinion on the situation, you know? And for me, to just make sure this is said, I have not been following the development of this game.
Storm falls.
I'm not one of the people that has been following this game for like 7 years. So I do not have a fraction of some of the information that a lot of people do on this stuff.
Don't be shy. Mojave has everything a soldier needs.
That's a lot of extra spell damage. Whoa. 43 to 52 extra damage added to spells. Woo. That's a lot. Little Bob says, where do you fall on that spectrum? That's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about the development to say that. Like, for instance, if it came to light that at no point during the 7-year development they did any kind of high load testing, then arguably that's kind of really on the devs, that here we are getting a whole bunch of load and everything failed. Like, you know, the game has been under dev for 7 years, excuse me. So it's kind of like, game is under dev for 7 years. They have an online server component. They don't do load testing on the servers. Game releases and get popular and everything crumbles. Well, at that point, it's like, you didn't do the testing. So like, that's kind of on them. Like it doesn't matter how big the team is at that point. It's kind of on them. At the same time, maybe they did a bunch of load testing. Maybe they weren't able to do load testing in their situation. I don't know. I mean, those are kind of like big factors in that kind of thing. So that's what I'm talking about when I say I don't know all the information.
Come back soon.
Maybe there's factors that prevented everything that I'm saying from being a possibility. I don't know. I'm gonna sell these. Yeah, because we're getting so many big gems.
A fine item. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's understandable. However, for a new small company, throwing out the game out there for testing purposes is an extremely big risk. Thanks to reverse engineering, stealing ideas, etc. Yeah, I mean those are very valid points, Arzi. And it's also a big thing to consider, where it's like, if you take the risk of using your public-facing, eyeing player base as a test thing, like that's a real good reason for people to be frustrated. Like, we're being your test monkeys. We paid you $40 to test your servers. That's not cool. Like, I understand why that would frustrate people. Big time. They're not paying to be testing. They're 500 force shield regen rate. Let's try that. They're not paying to be testers. They're paying for a game. So when they become beta testers instead of buying an in-game product that's been under dev for 7 years, that's understandably frustrating. Yeah. What game are we talking about? This game. We're talking about this game. All day we've been talking about this game, pretty much. Outside of a few CRPG discussions. Yeah. And we've talked about a lot of stuff today, haven't we? My lord, it's been quite a day. Jeez. Okay, let's see. The Interact Lab has been constructed. Ooh. Man, so many options. Do we want the one where we can access a dungeon with a higher population of wealth omens? Or do we want the one where we can access a dungeon with a higher population of wealth omens? I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna keep doing this.
Seeker
This just gives us
expeditions.
gold, right? And I do
I
like
thought you were here for that other thing
gold.
you do.
Oh, we have a Wolcen thoughts command that uses. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Nuri. Perfect. Great. How much gold do I have? Ah, cool. I can start my
Allow
next
me
big
to mobilize the
project
workforce,
there.
my lord.
Excellent. This is this little city building mechanic, by the way, I was talking about earlier. It's well, yeah, resource dump mechanic. Yeah. I picked the wrong one. Oh. Gulat says, I work in the industry, and yeah, those load tests are a huge thing to do. Risk for leaks, amount of people for a load test, especially for a small team and project. Yeah, I mean, that's right. That's a good point, dude. That's a very good point. Non-Rugair says, you chose poorly. Okay. We unlocked the
Contract.
55.
Give
Awesome.
me a second.
Yeah, let's try this map thing. Let's try this map thing out. All right, we can do 3 modifiers. Mm-hmm. 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 Be careful to not cancel a project. I just accidentally double-clicked and instantly canceled a project, losing all resources. Oh, man. Thanks for the heads up down, dude. I didn't realize you lost all the resources. Ouch.
I can't do that right now.
Wait. You didn't get any resources back when that happened? None? Not even like a portion? Okay, that's a lot of red circles. Wow, yeah, not anything. Wow, okay. Jeez, dude. That's kind of brutal. Oh no! Oh no! Did I trigger this guy earlier? Run.
Gotta catch my breath.
Where is he? There he is. Oh my god, the gold is freaking real. Go, boy. Damn way. Can't kill this thing. Did we kill it? I think we killed it. Yeah, we killed. My god. Jeez, dude. He's made 20k off that little guy. Okay, we gotta do more of these maps, apparently.
I can't do that right now.
Oh, the boots. We'll take the boots too. Need to be finding force shield stuff. I want to start
endurance
stacking
is
force
waning.
shield. Our damage is kind of fine. Like I'm okay with our damage. Survivability has become our new focus. So I think we're gonna start doing that. But yeah, I have no issue with how fast we're killing enemies. I mean, it's not hack the planet fast, but I'm okay with that. Got my damn way, bitch. Yeah, boy! My lord, that lags my $15,000 computer. That's when you know the gold's good. That's when you know the getting's good right there. Wait, did I say 15,000? I meant 25,000. Yeah. What I did was I bought a 10K PC and then I bought 4 5K PCs. It's actually 30,000. And I glued them to the different sides of it so it formed like a Voltron style computer. And the other 4 PCs don't even do anything. But I mean, they act as armor in case anyone attacks me while I'm streaming. You gotta get that armor on, man. Gotta think about this stuff. Okay. This is why we get the big bucks, guys. Wonder why I have 21,000 viewers?
That right now.
It's the armored computer.